folks, it's hump day of Trainwreck today. We got a full house in the studio. We've got a new Bills coach. We've got new coaches coming in on the staff. The Sabres can't get off the warpath. We've got NBA. We've got tennis. We've got golf. We've got it all. Let's go.
We all need a place where we can be ourselves. Somewhere you can leave all your worries on the shelf. And whether you win or lose, you can count on me, and I can count on you. You know this train never stops. This train never stops. You know this train never stops. This train never stops. You know this train never stops. This train never stops. You know this train never stops. You know this train never stops.
It never stops, folks. Welcome on into Trainwreck today. Hump Day edition. We are on to the second half of the week. Welcome on in Trainwreck Sports, Herd of Buffalo. Make sure you're tagging along because it never stops. I got Slick on my left. I got Don on the ones and twos, looking like, what is it, Lennon over there? John Lennon? What's the vibe?
Vlad.
Okay.
Vladman. I don't know.
I don't, hey, listen,
know.
I'm not calling you anything but handsome right now. And we got Rachel on the ones and twos in the saddle with us. Sorry, in the saddle. Obviously, boys, I think there's only one thing to do at this point. Ooh.
Sabres on the warpath. Ooh. Sabres on the warpath. Ooh. Sabres on the warpath. Ooh. Sabres on the warpath.
It is too good, boys. And that's
There
how
we
you know to end right there.
go.
We are feeling
There
great.
we go.
Another statement win. UPL obviously goes down with, he's a little nicked up lower body. We're a little nervous about that. But
I think
power
that's
of four.
four in a row.
That's 4 in a row. That's the power of four.
Would
for
you
sure.
look at that?
Those Sabres, they just can't stop putting these winning streaks together. And we can't get enough of this warpath, Slack.
It's really been fun to watch. The gut, the grit still there. I mean, I feel like I've been talking about Beck Malenstein taking a shot block in the last 2 minutes the past 3 shows. It's ridiculous. His legs are like magnets, but it's not just him. People are back checking, throwing bodies. Kesselring, great example of physicality. He stayed out of the box this game too.
Love that.
And this wasn't easy too, guys. The first goal called off, and then it was tic-tac-toe, back and forth. Tennis match, if you will, with the Leafs going first. Sabres didn't give up. They were resilient, Don.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have told me going into this season that, you know, 2 of the toughest Canadian teams to face, with especially the most fans really getting into it, I think with the Canadians and Leafs, I think we're 5-0-1. I mean, we own the East Coast Canadians right now, whether we're in Toronto or we're in Montreal. Only loss coming to Toronto in overtime. So yeah, just unbelievable stuff going on, and we're gonna get into it later.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to get into.
But I was
put it
thinking,
on the back burner. Throw it on the back burner because we're gonna save that delicious all beef patty for a little bit later in the show. But Don,
a lot of beef.
We have a new Don, so to speak, for these Buffalo football Bills. Joseph Brady, our new football head coach. Where were you at? How are you feeling when you saw this?
Well, so first of all, you know, I watched the squads, you bunt, a lot of people chiming in. I wanted to, but here's the reality, folks. I woke up, terrible fever, terrible throat, sick as a dog. I'm having crazy dreams all night and morning.
Dreams.
Roll
Joe
exactly.
Brady and
I roll over. I look at my phone. I'm like, Joe Brady as head coach. No, this is a fever dream. I went to bed. Woke up an hour later. I'm like, oh my God, this is real. If we were trying to have a drastic vibe change, which is what I thought that press conference said was the goal, it does not feel like ultimately that's, if we didn't put our money where our mouth is in that regard, I don't feel this is that crazy of a switch up.
Zero switch up. You got the same general manager. And keep in mind, at some point in that press conference, Terry Pegula, for no reason, through the other coaches under the bus who wanted Keon Coleman. Who are these other coaches exactly? If it's not the offensive coach.
I'm pretty sure he referred to them as coaching staff, too. He just left it completely open-ended. So is that coaching staff still around? Is
I got to
Joe
put
Brady
this
one of
on
those
real
coaches?
for just
I
5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Too.
The coaching staff that he refers to in that moment is Joshua Patrick Allen. He doesn't want to throw Josh Allen under the bus that he wanted Keon Coleman. But so instead, I'm taking it back up.
Okay, I don't
player coach Josh Allen.
Yeah,
I don't
player
need
coach
the
Josh
hat because it's not a conspiracy per se. It's just a theory of mine. I went into this when we immediately went live dub hunting yesterday after the news. So I think change was on the horizon. Terry wanted change. Bean was on board with what Terry's vision was. Big change. I feel like Terry felt as if he felt the disdain of blindsiding Josh and the players from the McDermott decision, where he put a little too much weight in Josh and the players in the next head coaching decision. And change is uncomfortable. As a human being, change is hard. Getting out of your comfort zone to try and take that further step forward, it's hard. And I think they put a little too much weight in Josh and the players who were a little hesitant for a complete change. And they're all on record big fans of Joe Brady. So I think that's how the decision came to be.
Yeah, I think for me, it was really a sign that it was like the only guy maybe they could all agree on. Like if they want him to be on board, they want Bean to like the guy. I feel like if Josh really loved Webb and wanted him there, maybe Bean, Pagula, rest of older leadership is like, no, he's too young. And then, maybe Dable comes back and Josh or Bean is like, oh, I don't want to bring this guy back. He was a disaster in New York. And then, maybe Josh doesn't want some of the older interview guys. And this was really just the only person they could maybe all get on the same page about.
I honestly,
it's a real shocker to me, just based on, I don't know. Are we supposed to follow this whole thing with logic? Or is this just like...
No, I mean...
like, that's the thing. I
think there's 3 pools of thought you ultimately fall into here. One, exactly like you said at the start, this is not an administrative change. They're keeping everything the same. They were trying to sell you on 10 days ago that they were going to change things, that we were going to look at overall. People were looking at Kubiak. People were looking at Dable coming and being a little tougher as a coach, everything like that. 2, there is the thought that, Joe Brady did technically get the most out of Josh Allen, EPA, yards per game, points per game, etc.
Efficient offenses in the past 2 seasons.
100%. Now, how much of that, again, is Josh Allen? How much is it doing that? And that gets to our third point, which is Josh Allen made this call. You can get any story you want. You can get any flex you want. They can talk. I saw some tweet yesterday, with all due respect to whoever fired this out. I think it was like James Palmer or something. He literally was like, Joe Brady they had to get this deal done with Joe Brady. He was being coveted as an OC in multiple other spots. And I'm just like, well, so nobody was coveting him as a head coach, but we had to get a head coach deal done. Like the days of Buffalo having to pay any discount is over. And that just leads me back to the very obvious thing. What makes the most sense here? Do you think that Brandon Bean and Terry Pagula were like, we're going to have a new administration. We're going to do things differently. We're going to look no stone unturned. We're going to do everything. And then got the one guy who was in the room already? Or Josh Allen wanted the guy who was in the room already, and he kind of made that call?
It's for sure Josh Allen. As you said, that's not a question. I almost wonder, too, with what I was saying with the Josh decision and the players, them wanting the continuity. I almost wonder if Josh went through all the other interviews after Joe Brady, because he was the first, apparently, correct?
Yeah.
I wonder if Josh, they do that to get it out of the way. Obviously, he's already on the same page as Joe Brady. I wonder if Josh goes through all the other interviews and just isn't impressed any more than Joe Brady with any of the candidates he sat in on. It could be that. It could just be he was set from the jump. I don't know. I think, like I said, Terry felt a little bad with the blindsiding, put all the weight in Josh's decision. And like you said, this is a Josh Allen call.
I think the interesting thing for me, too, is, again, we talked about, okay, we're clearly in a win now mode where if a coach doesn't get it done in 2 years, then are they out? Is this going to be a carousel? You got signed for 5 years, though.
The dogs are barking.
Yeah, I don't know.
People were surprised by that. That's a pretty typical deal. I don't know if there's verbiage in there. And by the way,
yeah, I'm wondering if like maybe he would feel insulted if they only gave him a 2-3 year
100%
deal, and he's
they
like,
would.
I want security if I'm going to do
just
this.
call it
you
a
know?
5 year. And how often does a player sign a deal now? And they're like, oh, it's an 8-year, $140 million deal, and then like some person will come out and they'll be like, it's really a 4-year, $72 million
it's
deal.
more like
But
a 3 to 4, and then we'll
listen,
take a look.
If Joe Brady is not not doing better than McDermott was doing within the next 2 years, he's gone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's plain and simple. Like, they won't say it's a carousel. They'll say there's stability there, but you're not going to be wasting
don't have time to waste.
That's why you got rid of the last guy. You don't have time to waste anymore. Joshua Patrick Allen needs to win right now.
Now I will say, Bills Mafia, the other thing, this didn't surprise me, but, you know, I'm kind of proud of the fan base. I feel like after the McDermott thing, everyone kind of became reasonable again. I saw, for the most part, pretty reasonable takes and responses. Obviously, some people are like, I don't like this. But as the dust settled, some people pointed out, numbers-wise, you know, advanced metrics. We did have the #1 offense in the league. We want an offensive head coach. There we go. We got one. And hey, if you want a new OC, I mean, now you're going to get one too. So like, now will Joe Brady kind of be taking the reins a little more, and we'll see more of the same as last year? Or, and a lot of people have brought this up, McDermott was the guy that wanted balance. He wanted it with Dorsey. He wanted it with Dable. Is this going to be Joe Brady's now let loose? You know,
Jeremy White alluded to that the one shining thing you can hope out of this is that Joe Brady wants to go like kind of what I would call a moderated Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey was, we're going to run like 4 streaks on every play, and if we kill you, we're just going to kill you. But I think Brady's a little bit more methodical, play action, everything, and I do think he wants to unleash. And again, I think it was Jeremy from Jeremy White, WGR, who kind of alluded to like that's something you could hope out of this Joe Brady situation. Like,
yeah, a lot of people alluded to that Sean might have been like the suppressor on a lot of these play calls, decision making. That's all we can hope for. As you said, that Joe just unleashes his full playbook and gets the best out of Josh. Who the OC is going to be will be interesting. They already did commit, though, to Joe Brady calling the offense still. So that I don't know if you guys saw the swirls yesterday in relation to OC. Teddy Bridgewater.
I saw the Teddy Bridgewater. Before we get into the Teddy BH2O real quick, I want to run a hypothetical by you guys. Joe Brady next year goes to the Super Bowl, loses. Then the year after, he loses in the divisional. Are you cutting ties? That's it. That's all you know about the situation.
No, he got you over the hump. That's what you brought in a different coach to do.
Oh man, it's hard just saying that because like there's other, who do we lose to in the Super Bowl?
There is.
What was our record in the divisional? Was it at home in the divisional?
Everything else peripherally matches the McDermott era. It peripherally matches the McDermott era.
Yeah, I think you got to. I think you have to move on.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
boys are split on that one.
Think we're it's like a Doug Peterson.
This is very muddy water with the coaching situation.
Uncharted territory.
So let's start up top.
Yeah.
The one we know, Jim Leonard.
Yep.
Is that official or is that just a lot of
pretty
buzz?
sure leading candidate. It seems like it just needs pen to paper.
Denver's secondary coach. Now I've got people saying to me, well, Denver's strength was like their pass rush and like he probably benefited from that. I thought Patrick Surtain was made into like the top defender in the league. Doesn't that have something to do with coaching?
So he is the secondary coach?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that defense is scary on all fronts. It's got to have something to do. It's not just
5 turnovers against Josh Allen.
Yeah. It's not like that's one side of the defense. They're all working together as a unit at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think he wasn't their DC, right? Wasn't he their defensive passing,
like secondary coach?
Maybe he can teach some of our secondary how to rip a ball out so it doesn't seem like a catch anymore.
Yeah.
So maybe we can get that. But I mean, yeah, interesting that you hire the guy that just beat us in a controversial way. So
I mean, and when you look like that's why I call it a pass defensive coordinator too, because obviously the pass rush is a huge part of that as well. He's definitely playing into that.
They're working in tandem.
They're working in tandem. 100%.
The bottom line is that anyone who remembers Jim Leonard as a player, this guy had no right being on an NFL field. He was smaller than everyone. He wasn't necessarily faster than anybody. but he played his heart out. He got the most out of what he could do on the field. And if he can do that as a defensive coordinator, we're going to be very happy, gentlemen. And one thing I would expect from Jim Leonhard, if he's a defensive coordinator, a little bit more aggressive. I think we weren't aggressive.
You're calling for a lot of blitzing, correct?
Well, too many times, and I'm sure you guys would agree, McDermott deferred to just kind of rushing 4 and dropping 7 and hoping that worked. And I feel like there's a time for that, and then there's a time for not that. And, you just got to figure that out. So, obviously, that's the entire art of being a defensive coordinator.
We got badass 6'7".
Yep.
January 27, 1991, wide right. January 27, 2026, Joe Brady hired
Another
head
miss?
coach. It's wide right all over again.
People get mad at me when I post the depressing highlights sometimes. I did not post the wide right. You guys saw, I didn't even get it onto the search.
Nope.
I don't try.
I was shocked.
Sometimes my view on the memories, truthfully, is if you don't remember history, you might be doomed to repeat it. And I want us to remember what happened in those games. We could dwell on this for a long time. Josh Allen could just make that throw to Dawson Knox at the end of regulation in Denver, and we wouldn't be having any of this conversation. The throw that's a throw that Josh Allen makes 8 to 9 times out of 10.
Dalton Kincaid can catch the ball the year before in Kansas City.
Tyler Bass, everything is a lot different, but that is the road that we have led ourselves to here. And speaking of that road, Babich hit the road because we're talking about defensive coordinator. Obviously, Leonard's the guy bringing in.
Yeah.
Babich, what was it? Is it Green Bay?
Green Bay
passing. He kind of did a swap with Leonard. That kind of tells you that there wasn't really a strong opinion about him around the league, that nobody was really ready to gobble him up, despite having a divisional, round defense and working under McDermott for so long.
And it just goes to show Jim Leonard's probably pretty official if you're getting that news, and then Babich is signing there the next day.
Yeah, here's the question. Your head coach is not, I would assume, even if he's new, has a large say, if not all the say, in his DC and OC. Do you think in interviews they're asking Brady what his first move is, and he's like, getting rid of Babich? And Pete is like, love it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, they probably didn't even have to talk about it.
Because it would have been, Brady's choice if he wants to keep him or not.
This
now
is the Brady bunch.
And Babich is taking, a demotation, so of sorts.
Demotation.
He's getting demoted.
I love that, though. Demotation. That's when you perform poorly and you have to get demoted for sure.
Yeah.
Real quickly, someone who's not performing poorly, we'll get into the press conference in a second also, Teddy BH2O. He could be on the way as OC, people are saying.
So that's the swirl.
That's the swirl.
And then I see fans saying, no, it better just be like a QB coach or something. I don't know. This feels like a Joe Brady move, too, because obviously they started their journey together. Well, Teddy B didn't start necessarily in Carolina, but Joe and Teddy were there together. So
Josh Allen
interesting choice to bring into the unit. It was weird when you heard Phil Rivers interviewing for a head coach.
I'm starting to think that Josh Allen just has a thing where he wants as many people who have played QB in the last 5 years to be in the room.
He just wants a friend.
Yeah, just wants a friend. He wants to pitch a friend.
He's got Mitch, but Mitch is busy sometimes.
Mitch can't do anything. Now Davis Webb didn't work out, so he's not going to get that. Yep. So there's that. But Teddy B, H2, a lot of people are excited. There's a lot of buzz.
What do you think?
I could see him as QB coach. I don't know, throwing him in as OC, that's just
tough.
It feels weird.
That'd be a real risk.
What was he doing?
Could pay off.
What was he doing?
Would that be 3 coaches under 40 years old on the staff? That would have to be a record.
Yeah, probably.
There's no way there's been a head coach, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator under 40 in the league. No chance.
If it's not him, who do you think Brady brings in?
Someone with experience, because Brady's still going to be calling the plays. So here's the thing. You need someone with experience who's basically going to give way to Brady, but they kind of have to keep him in line.
In check.
Yeah, exactly. So I would prefer a veteran, maybe who someone who thinks they got a bad shot and wants to work with Josh Allen. That would be awesome. But that's the top selling point there. Speaking of selling point, you guys saw that we have the press conference tomorrow at noon.
No, I was thinking, though, it's only going to be a matter of time before we have an introductory press conference.
We have the introductory press conference tomorrow at noon.
Okay, that's huge.
So just to put a button on the Joe Brady of it all, what do you guys want to see at this press conference in 20 seconds or less?
Don?
What do I want to see?
Billy Buffalo on a motor ski?
No, he doesn't.
That'd be great. I want if he's getting up, is he just getting up there alone, or is Bean with him?
I
Is
think
it
it's
tandem?
Bean, and I would assume Brady, 20% chance Pagula.
I mean, the slam
I
dunk
would
is
like to think they told Terry, like, hey, why don't you just sit this one out?
Well, if Terry's up there, I would be shocked if he talked beyond the first 60 seconds after what happened
We
last
all
time.
were.
I
last
want
time.
them, and this will be a consistent theme kind with me and in other segments for that. I want them in so many words to say we're committed to winning now, whatever it takes. Whether it's going out there, getting guys, getting the coaches we want, trading picks. Obviously, that's up to Bean, but I want there to be a unanimous lockstep message that we're serious. We're out there to win a Super Bowl next year. That is not just being like, oh, well, that's the goal every year. Obviously, it's like, no, we're going all in, and that's what it is.
Real quick, I have to now rewind us. It's not breaking news, but it broke right as we started the show. Tom Pelissero reporting that after the Browns informed defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz this morning that they were passing him over to hire Todd Monken as head coach, Schwartz was visibly upset, said goodbyes in the building, and told other coaches he will not be coming back, sources tell the insiders. So, I mean, I know we're set on Leonard. Is there maybe a assistant head coach, defensive line coordinator position for someone with experience like a Jim Schwartz? We got to get him in the building. He's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, and especially, I mean, their D line, that was the strongest part. Obviously,
never forget
obviously
him
they
going
got
on the
Myles
shoulders in
Garrett.
Detroit. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, Myles Garrett is going to make the difference too. So it's a question of like, did he make that that group that great, or did the coach? But got to talk to him. Got to at least talk to him.
Got to chat him up a little bit.
What I want to see out of Joe Brady press conference tomorrow is acknowledgement that the offense can't just revolve around Josh Allen. They got to bring in staff to accompany him, help him, and the proper weapons around to revolve around him as well in order for him to succeed at the next level.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so speaking of the next level, before we get into around the NFL, we obviously had a lot of action courtesy of the Joe Brady news and much more on the line. So let's check in with the Trainwreck Sports Crash Out line, sponsored by William Mattar Law Offices.
All right, yeah. So we had we had plenty of texts, about 7 of those. Let's roll with those, and then we got 4 calls. They're all pretty short. So let's see what everybody's got to say. First text. Did Joe Brady just tell them what they wanted to hear since he's been there and knew? Or was he the only one who went in there with a pair and said what changes needed to happen?
I mean,
question.
I hope it's the latter. Like I was just saying, I'm hoping he acknowledges that in the press conference tomorrow, that we can't just have Josh. We need to surround him with talent and guys that can coach talent as well to get to the next level. But spot on text.
I mean, I like that. Some of these texts are people asking questions, not just venting. So that's interesting. We might have to open it up as the crash out or questions line. You know,
and going into these interviews, there was kind of a vibe. If I'm Joe Brady, like I got nothing to lose. 28 months ago, I was the QB coach. You know what I mean? Now I'm interviewing for potentially like this position. Like that does kind of give you a little bit of like confidence, a little bit of, so I would expect, yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised if he performed well, but it wouldn't be surprising me if it was the latter.
It would be interesting if he hit Bean with like what he hit WGR with. It was like first in DVOA, first in running, first in the league, and like 5 stats. And Bean's just like, well, shit, can't argue with that.
Because that's probably what Bean's going to reiterate tomorrow himself as to why they stayed with Joe Brady.
I would expect the talking points to be tight tomorrow, for sure. You're going to hear the same things multiple times. You're going to hear foundation.
A lot of statistics.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we got, I can't wait to run up the middle on every first down and throw a quick screen to Shakir on every 3rd and 10.
My only take on this, and I get why it gets this, you're going to be, when we were running up the middle on every play, it was typically because it was working. Like there was never a game where we just kept running up the middle. Like it's not working. Like, you know, like we weren't doing it like at a crazy amount like that. And my only take on these screens, I do not like them as much as any other Buffalo fan. But if you look at the film, whenever we call a screen and we like begin to execute the screen, we have the numbers every time. It just becomes whether can our guys block the guys that they need to block. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't execute it. But it's like I hate it because sometimes it doesn't work. And maybe that's why we shouldn't call it.
I think that's people's grudge with a wide receiver screen. Is like it's not always going to work. The linemen aren't always going to get out and block.
The other grudge thing too is like look at Khalil downfield with the ball in the Denver game. Like
sure, he doesn't always need a screen.
Takes a quick slant and it goes like 40 yards. Like just give the guy a chance.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we'll see. But that's the one thing you got to say that Mike McDaniel was great at. Which I'm more of a halfback screen guy. Now it's riskier, because you might get flagged for a lineman being downfield on a pass, but you get your wide receivers to block those corners. You get extra blockers out. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't hate but yeah, we got the number one running back in the league that beat out Taylor late down the stretch of the season when the Colts, all they should have been doing was running the ball because they didn't have a QB. So I'm not against running the ball up the middle. All right, we got a kind of a long one. Here we go.
Let me read it. Bills fan from Oregon. Everyone needs to relax about the Brady hire. He called excellent games against Jags and Broncos. Those were our talking points. Like with his hands tied behind his back due to the wide receiver options. True. This is true. Bring in a strong defensive coordinator from outside the Oregon. We're looking good. Bring back Babbage. We're right. Well, luckily we got no riot for this fan.
Riot,
so here we go. I agree with our Bills fan from Oregon.
I mean, like you said, this was our talking point. When people were saying to get rid of Joe Brady, called a great game against Jacksonville, followed it up with a great game against, arguably a better game against Denver, I think.
The farther I get away from the game, the fact that we turned it over 5 times and still had a chance to like be in it, or 4 times in regulation, is insane.
Everything goes perfectly in that game. It's a blowout.
Yeah.
And they still might have their own 30 points.
If James Cook doesn't fumble on the way, I think we're going up 14-3 and things are looking crazy. But yes, I agree with everything BFFO said here.
All right, so this next one, it's a 2-texter. It's long. This is like an ex-girlfriend length text message.
Okay, a scroll.
This is a crash out for sure. So yeah, let's see
1 or 2 of these.
All right, it's like I'll take the first one, you take the second one. Ready?
Yeah.
Jesus H. Christ, Joe Brady. I mean, why are we even doing these past 2 weeks? We lose divisional, so we fire our very successful head coach. Got it. So don't fire the GM that is literally wasting away the best QB in franchise history. Parentheses, all respect to Jim Kelly. But Jesus Christ, there's a lot of crisis, all respect. Kyrie Elam, bust. Can we stop saying Ed Oliver is that good? He's solid, but first round, never. Bad pick. And Keon Coleman, I feel bad for him at this point.
Our idiot owner talk about him like a disease. They say the coaches wanted him, yet clear clips of Bean wanting him bad. Fuck you, Bean. You don't. Their words, not mine. Their words. You don't trade for Waddle this year because you don't want to give up our first rounder this year, brother. What pick are you taking that's any better than Waddle? Because clearly you suck at drafting in the first round. And Joe Brady, wow. They will talk about the month of January 2026, for ages.
And there's another
page.
Right, I'll get this last bit.
I already see it now.
Oh my God.
Khalil Shakir, 627 yards and 78 catches. Magical. And that will still be our highest yards for our receivers because we're too much of a bitch to trade and sign one. We are watching them waste away Josh's career. Wouldn't be surprised if he asked for a trade in 2-3 years. Give him some fucking help. It's great you can rush for 2,000 yards as a team, yet our QB throws for 3,600 yards, which is one of his worst years because he can't find anyone to throw to.
I see the 9-8 season coming. Josh will give us above 500, but with the teams in the AFC right now, definitely not playoffs. Thank you, Bean and Pagula, for wasting a generational talent. But wait, maybe we can hire Dable as an OC. Nope. Titans taken within minutes of Joe Brady's hiring. We are the laughingstock of the league right now, and it's deserved. Fuck Pagula, fuck Bean. Again, their words, not mine.
Their words.
Go Sabres from Trevor. Who's a livid 17-year-old.
I like that Trevor had the wits about him to clarify, I'm livid.
We couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be in the running for crash out of the day.
We might need to talk more to Trevor down the line.
So
crash out of the year.
Let's keep going. We got a couple more texts. Here we go.
I live in New England. I made the choice to be a Bills fan since 2016. This year has been the hardest seeing my team make terrible choice after choice While I'm surrounded by Patriots fans who laugh at me, never having a hard time in their entire lives as fans. I agree. This is very difficult if you're in New England. We need Sam Darnold. We need Sam Darnold.
As a Bills fan that lived in New Hampshire during the end of the Brady era in New England, I feel for you very much. We'll get through this. Sam Darnold will save us all.
Yeah. All right. Nothing more needs to be said. Here we go. More Brady.
Is unproven, but realistically, who else were we interviewing with past experience anyway besides Dable? Let's see how the offseason plays out if Bean can actually improve the roster for once. And if he can't, I don't see us being any better than the team this season.
All right, well, yeah.
They're a pretty good team, just didn't get it done.
The thing that's bothering me about these crash outs is that there's a lot of
good points.
There's a lot of good points. There's a lot of methodologies. So 46% battery. You need to charge your phone.
Yeah. Well, we're getting all these. This is our phone is draining from all these texts.
Wow.
So here we go.
I looked at mine. I'm at 66. But
I can't stand these owners bringing in Joe Brady, who loves his screen passes. Need a good DC and wide receiver and good draft. And last but not least, lock in free agency and keep Josh happy.
I mean, I think we're going to be going after Justin Jefferson or A.J. Brown. I know that might sound delusional, but I think that Bean learned his lesson from last year.
A.J. Brown I think is our target for
A.J.
sure.
Brown seems to be like the most accessible. I'd obviously much prefer Justin Jefferson, but hey, a wide receiver 1 would be a hell of a lot better than what we had last year.
We just got to hope that A.J. Brown really wants out of town with how – I mean, think about it. Darnold was his QB. They go 14-3. Kind of choke in the playoffs. That's okay. And then they tear apart their team again. And
you mean Jefferson?
Yeah.
No, the Vikings. He's saying the Vikings as a whole.
Right.
Yeah, I mean the Vikings fan base has to feel low key worse than the Bills right now. Who like their guy went and took another team to the Super Bowl like right away.
Yeah.
For sure.
They ditched Sam Darnold for 9.
Yeah. So we got a couple calls. Let's get these in.
All right, lock in.
Here we go.
Dude, I swear to fucking God, man. I fucking can't anymore.
Oh, no.
He's got at a loss for words.
You fired the guy just to promote everyone else? Like, what does that do?
It does sound kind of crazy when you put it like that.
What does that do?
Codswallop.
I had to look up what that word meant.
That's a word straight out of SpongeBob.
Like, are they trying to piss people off?
Maybe.
I don't get it. Like, what does it say to fans? What does it say to the players, man?
I think the players wanted Joe Brady.
Like, if you're gonna make a change that's ridiculous,
I think that's what the causes are.
and you just promote the guy.
I mean, I love the emotion.
It's ridiculous. Like, I guess fuck me for expectations, though. I guess.
Me at the junior prom.
Stop.
I hope they bring in Webb or something for OC, but how can I expect that at this point, man? Like, this shit's ridiculous.
So there's two things going on there. I think I sense a little bit of a Southern accent, which maybe we're just some Yankees and we're used to talking fast and things moving fast, or there was some real deal emotion. Either way, that's why you call them the crash out line.
A tissue or a handkerchief in there at some point. I don't know.
Yep. Well, I think it's time to check in with our old pal, see what he wants to say about this.
Mendez
from Albany.
Who
Joe
else?
Brady, huh? You know what? Fuck it. Let's fucking do it. I don't give a fuck anymore. Fuck it. Let's fucking do it. Let's go. Why not? What else are we going to do right now? What the fuck else? Just please, Joe, get a nice offensive coordinator. Just figure something out. I don't know anymore. Joe, fuck it. Joe Brady, let's fucking do it. Why not? 5 blood clot years though. You know what? Whatever. Let's just fucking do it.
Using
Fuck
all
it.
our bleeps.
I saw
in
Dalton Kincaid
2026.
reposted, you know, that we hired Joe Brady thing. I saw Frank Gore Jr. reposted it. You know what? If Dalton Kincaid and Frank Gore Jr. like it, I like it. I don't fucking care anymore. Fuck it. Let's just fucking ball. Josh Allen, my glorious king, enjoy your off season. Relax. Heal up. Let's fucking do this. I will see you guys at the fucking tailgates week 1, regardless, like I said. You know what?
There
Fuck
we
it.
go.
Fuck it. Let's just fucking do it. I can't with the back and forth anymore. I'm exhausted.
We just got his
I
call.
mean, when after Josh's MVP season, everybody was scared that we were going to get Joe Brady, that we get him, and then it was a weird season, and everybody hates him. I don't fucking know anymore. Fuck it. Let's fucking do it. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
That's all you can say at the end of the day.
Yeah, Mendes.
Always
Oftentimes,
delivers.
always delivers. Often the voice of reason. I mean, that's how a lot of fans are feeling. It's like,
100%
well,
from
it's
the
done.
field.
What else? We can be mad, or we can say go Bills and strap in for next year and start the countdown.
No, I love the attitude.
So we got 2 more. These are short ones. Let's hit this one.
F you, Pagula! Marks!
The mark.
That's it. Yeah, I guess. And then here we go.
I'm out
One
here
more.
snowed in Pennsylvania. Nothing to live with, but my thoughts. Can't go
Pennsylvania
outside.
fan.
And I woke up this morning to see the worst news possible. Joe Brady. Why are we hiring from the inside? I lived with these coaching malpractices for the past 9 years under Sean McDermott, and we hired Joe Brady. I don't care about LSU. I care about the Bills, and he's done nothing for us. Nothing at all. Josh Allen deserves better. Screen passes. We're not throwing down the field. We have the best running back in the league, the best quarterback in the league.
Oh, what was that?
Is that a cold shiver?
I'm giving him 1 year, and I'm throwing him through a table. I'll be a Bills fan for life, but I don't know how much more I can do.
I think we got more emotion.
Wow.
So that no, I mean that was some real emotion. Kind of sounded like our guy Seth's neigh a little bit.
That yeah, it did indeed.
But
Also,
shout out to our friends in Pennsylvania. Hey, we've been locked in our houses with snow too, with nothing to do except talk about this.
My favorite, by the way, DeFlo, when he chimed in this past weekend, was like, "Do not order from delivery drivers today. Like this is like difficult conditions for them." It was crazy. It was
some you know
he's going meteoric.
I actually I'll give an alternate perspective as a delivery guy. I actually love going out because they would offer you like a big bonus, and people would tip super well. So like, you know, I could make like 4 times as much. And
I think
go
perspective
out for an hour.
on the Super Bowl.
So I'm not doing that anymore, and I haven't been. Maybe I didn't go out and won this bad.
It was busting.
But
I believe it.
I was whipping the Volkswagen with like 5 pies in the back.
There
It was
you go.
Crazy,
there
dude.
you go.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
folks, make sure you're calling into our crash out line. If you're, no matter where you are in the world, maybe you're locked in your house with nothing but your thoughts in Pennsylvania. Maybe you're down in Mexico. We've been getting calls from everywhere. Hit us up or text us 716-226-6263. Now, once in a while, we do get someone leaving a message. Is this the crash out line? It is. You're just going to hear a voice that says, this is the Trainwreck Sports Crash Out line. And you leave your message. This isn't a call-in show. We don't have the tech now to have a back and forth.
Yeah.
And we would just want to hear your thoughts. So text us.
Eventually, I would love to get the crash out like Coliseum, where we can get 2 sides of a take and have people like duel it out on air.
That'd be insane.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like whether you think the Brady hire was good or
And
bad.
we're
Like,
that's a revolution. You don't normally have callers go up against each
that's
other.
what I'm saying.
So yeah,
we
that could be crazy.
We're gonna find something new. We're tinkering, folks. We appreciate
Have you
everyone
ever-
tuning in.
That's when we'll have to have a dump button, though.
We'll definitely need a dump button for sure.
Have you
But
ever
listen, we're on to you, folks. We know how the internet works.
Have you ever seen like the prank calls where they'll put like 2 Wendy's against the phones to each other? Kind of like, that'd be funny.
Could be good. We'll see.
I did that in high school. I would call like girls I was friends with and have another guy I was friends with and like have them both think that
Not knowing they're on the phone.
Call at each other. They're like, no, you
Classic.
called me. No, you called me. And we'd all be laughing.
Classic
It'd be
shenanigans.
hilarious.
You're a modern day Cupid.
Yeah,
Matchmaker for
that's
sure.
what I was trying.
Shooting arrows.
Shot by
and shit.
Cupid Sparrow. You ever heard the Michael Scott one where he says that?
No, I haven't.
All right. Around the NFL, this is a big one. You want to talk about a Bill I could trust? Bill Polian, making sure that he slanders Bill Belichick as much as he can and does not get in on his first ballot Hall of Famer. Loki, this is crazy. He absolutely should be in the Hall of Fame on his first ballot. But also, if you're going to keep Barry Bonds out because he cheated, Bill Belichick cheated.
Yeah.
He skirted the rules multiple times. But when he didn't do that, there were tons of times when he didn't get caught probably that he was doing it. So he's a cheater. So I don't hate it.
I mean, Pete Rose, there wasn't even any evidence that he cheated. He just gambled.
Yeah. Just gamble.
This isn't
They're-
even,
I'm thinking,
the
Bonds,
cheating isn't
Well,
even
no,
why.
no,
he's not
Bonds,
first ballot.
Bonds, you're right, is out too. But there's been instances all over, and we know for sure Spygate happened. Deflategate was more Brady and smashing to the phone and a bunch of weird stuff. But then when we had Lockcast earlier this year, we ran down. There were instances in 2014, 2015 where
team communications
always
hacks,
mysteriously headsets go out at Gillette Stadium.
Yes.
No one knows why.
Yes.
And so yeah.
No, the cheating's not why it's not first ballot. Thanks a lot, Jordan.
No, people were saying they saw him on the picture of him as the fisherman with the mermaid. They were they saw that and we're just sorry,
That's
sorry,
what
pal.
you just lost.
Back of the line.
You just lost 10 votes, Bill.
Yeah.
Someone has to cut up that Remember the Titans clip where he goes up to me. He's like, you just lost yourself the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It's a great.
Yeah.
Why
He's
am I
like,
just thinking that one
you
now?
call this game fair or else.
I'll go to the papers.
Yeah. Then he goes to the
Just a
TV.
photo
It's
of him
listen,
fishing.
you blitz all night. I don't want them to get another yard.
I think my favorite line is they get a first down. I'm taking every last one of you out. You imagine that personnel switch on a 6-yard gain.
Yeah.
Every single
defensive player is off.
Unbelievable. But yes, again, like we said, the worst part of the Patriots being back in the Super Bowl is the fact that Portnoy is going to be running rampant at this event. I think I read from a tweet from them that they might have access this year now.
Well, I put it there. So if you don't know, he kind of got banned
and literally dragged out. He got carried out of the stadium.
Yes, but even before that, he wasn't allowed at specifically the Super Bowl for 2015 for the sit-in thing they did in New York.
Yes, which is fair.
For
He trespassed
Deflategate
on their property.
Yep, arrested for trespassing. So no Super Bowl. Snuck in with a phony mustache, fake credentials. Gets kicked out. I think that was 2018.
Yeah.
And then he's allowed back. Now, I'm saying the only reason he's allowed back is Goodell's hands are tied because he works with Fox now.
Yeah.
He's credentialed through Fox and FS1. So,
Oh, you had to think this was in the back of his mind.
Yeah.
Obviously. He
So
probably
it's
didn't think
not-
that the Patriots were going to be in it, which probably makes it all the better for him. But
yeah.
it'll
So
be very interesting to see what they have worked up for next week.
Indeed.
yeah. Listen, I'm looking on the bright side and great, Dave. I'm glad you can watch your team get whooped in person.
Dude, I so bad. I'm nervous because it's Sam Darnold, but just do exactly what they've done the last 2 rounds. They've just dominated. Patriots squeaked by both those.
Yeah.
Coaches hiring is wrapping up. McCarthy at this Pittsburgh press conference. I mean, low key aura.
A little.
Because now I missed the story. This must be his hometown team or something, right?
Yeah, that's
okay. Because I know he started. He literally started. He couldn't even talk. He's like, I
it's very
didn't expect
emotional.
this. That means I'm going to give credit. That's pretty cool because you don't typically see that
for
too
sure.
often.
And I didn't think he'd get another chance at coaching, let alone in his hometown. So
Yeah.
it's really cool to see. I thought it was funny when he was questioned about Rodgers, and the reporter who asked it worded it in a very careful way. McCarthy was like, wow, you just asked that in the best way possible. What's your name, sir? It's that's when you know you're aura farming in a press conference, when you're complimenting the reporters.
No, and from what I saw, he was just on a roll from and he was feeling good the whole time. And then he said it. Rodgers, what? Of course I'd take him back.
Anyone would love to have Aaron Rodgers as their
A
quarterback.
good political answer
For
because
sure,
low-key Mike McCarthy doesn't want to have him.
Well, that's what I thought, and then people were saying I'm wrong. There is like a good connection there still, so I really don't know what the deal is there.
I just don't know what the alternate is. Like, who is their backup?
I mean, you're probably
Russ-
looking at a draft pick, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, not
Or
the
trade.
strongest.
I don't know.
Not the strongest QB draft, other than the top 2-3 guys.
No, not at all. I mean, yeah, Mendes was.
We'll see, but
pointing that
yeah,
out
I
earlier.
mean, I said it. McCarthy was like number 4 on my list. I think he gets a bad rap, and hey, it looks like the Steelers are trying to do what the Bills are also trying to do: get away from that defensive-minded head coach, good offensive coach. Wish our friends down in Pittsburgh the best.
It's weird because some people think it's like the opposite. Like McCarthy's such like an enigma to me. I don't know what he is. Like I think he's one thing and people tell me he's something else. I have people, all these talking heads saying like Tomlin for McCarthy's like Groundhog Day. You're saying they're changing it. Like which is what I think. I think that there's nothing there with Rodgers. Other people say there's still a good relationship. I don't know what to think with McCarthy. We'll see when he takes the field.
And here's the thing: Rodgers doesn't know that any other team is about to have him right now. Like so, at the end of the day,
no other team wants Rodgers.
It's all who can leverage off what each
The
other.
only
Mike
team
McCarthy's looking like, oh, this might give me the best chance to win first year of my favorite team.
100%, that's how he should look at it. And I don't think any other team besides Pittsburgh would be willing to welcome Aaron Rodgers in for a 1-year retirement tour. So.
Yeah. So what else we got? Browns hire Ravens OC Todd Monken as head coach.
Not worried about it.
Yeah, don't really know much about him.
Who is that guy?
Former Ravens. I don't even think he was their OC this past year, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he had a year off. So I don't know. That's the coaching. Everything is kind of wrapping up in the NFL in terms of the coaching searches. So
it's almost like the NFL put out a notice like, you've got to get this shit done by the end of this week because we want all Super Bowl stuff next week.
Yeah.
Like we don't want like these like stories coming out and press conferences. Like I would not even be shocked, honestly. Like probably not like an order, but like, hey, can you like get that done if you're going to get it done? Like legitimately, because the NFL really moves all in one lockstep for sure. Speaking of moving in one lockstep, we alluded to it earlier. The boys are on the path. The best 23 game stretch in franchise history now.
I believe so, yeah.
They said it's better than the
what the
05
numbers
to
say.
07.
Definitely the best one I've seen.
The 05 to 07 never had a good stretch. They were one game worse. It was like 18-4-1, and this team's like 19-3-2 or something.
That is crazy perspective.
It is unbelievable. I hate to say it because like they absolutely owned me yesterday. Like I thought like, Matthews bounces back with that second goal. He just comes skirting right through 2-1 early.
Resilience.
Like you said, not only did we battle back and lead after the first period, we scored 4 times in the first period. We were offsides by a smidge. We were offsides by that doesn't mean you didn't score.
Tiny
you know what I mean? Like
so
like the fact that we put up 4, I'm like, oh, we're feeling good. And it felt like we just controlled the rest of the game. Dahlin with the hat trick, like that's just like, I mean, I put in the crossing sword chat. He had the scoring bug right after he got the first one.
Yeah, speaking of being surprised by statistics, I couldn't believe it almost when they said that was first career. It feels like we've seen this out of him, whether it's 2-goal games and then maybe one of those is coming by the way of an empty netter, which the third
5-point game is sick at the NHL level. Like you're just dominant.
Insane. Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like, we just did the crash out line. Let me refer to that. When we were talking back in August, the show was on the horizon. We had the idea to do the crash out line. If you told me in January it'd be stuffed with Bills fans and 0 Sabres fans, I would have told you you're out of your mind. But it shows you how much things can change. And even in October, we were like, oh, we're keeping up, but Tage and Dahlin aren't producing. We really need them.
And now it feels like so long ago that Tage and Dahlin were doing nothing, and we were like just below 500.
And now it's like everyone else started to produce, and they just turned up their stuff to as high as it could go too. The Dahlin 5-point game you mentioned, Lyons said that as well when he was giving the belt to Dahlin. Samuelson 3 assists as well.
Did you see that clip of Samuelson coming diagonally all the way across the ice to just obliterate that one Maple Leaf?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean,
he's awesome. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he's finally feeling good after the injuries. someone was like that's why I kind of want to dunk on the people when they're like, oh, he's finally in a system that what system do you need to be to do that? Like that's just called you get on the ice and you go obliterate.
Well, he's exactly the defenseman every team wants. Like, yeah, Owen Powers has some good hands and stuff, but yeah, I'd say he's like even more of a, like Brian Campbell was great because he was an offensive guy, but he was big. He had that Umberger hit, but he wasn't a guy that was really throwing around his weight like this. But Samuelson is always playing the body, has big hits almost every game, if not open ice, is making guys, look over their shoulder when they're forechecking. And we've seen some awesome goals out of him.
I said it jokingly at first, but like when he scored those first couple in the season, it's almost like a shark that got like a taste for blood because he's only like continued to make play. Like he's playing with so much confidence out there. It's awesome to see. So hopefully UPL's good. We'll have to, we are worried about UPL, right? The tandem was working great. Not saying Ellis can't step in. He did a very serviceable job last night, but I mean, the tandem was working great.
No, it was working great. And mostly it worries me just because UPL, the frequency that this has happened. It's even if he comes back healthy, is he bound to go down if we make the playoffs? Don't want to be counting our chickens too early, but I mean,
Hasek went down in the playoffs too.
We're I mean, boys, we're 5 points out of first place in the whole Eastern Conference right now. We're keeping up with the race.
People were not happy with me saying that we can't be talking about like playoff situations yet.
Yeah.
Oh, were they? I didn't see.
Oh, they were. The comments were very kind.
Well, I don't.
Guy's an idiot. It sounds like his voice is a record scratch.
Well, how can they say that when we were in a similar boat in 2018?
2018, in all fairness, 2018, 2019 is when it was. We had actually already started the fall off by now. We had lost like 8 to 10.
And your defense too. I think what a lot of those people don't realize is, we've all been Sabres fans. We were all through it, but you really had your heart broken with what you laid on the line for the Sabres.
There might be some people who don't realize that I couldn't cut my hair for 5 years.
Yeah, you looked like, if you haven't seen the pictures, I mean, people think he was a totally different person. The maniac now versus when I met, which was in the thralls of that bet, was two different guys in terms of length of hair. So hey, we get it. You get your heart broken so many times over and over and over again as when you have that on the line. It's I
just remember in Jan 2019 at the start we were 90% to make the playoffs. And right now I'm seeing numbers like 70, 75.
It's only like a month removed. So
I agree.
And the Atlantic is much tougher this year than
the Atlantic is much tougher, and everyone in the Eastern Conference is winning. The one thing that's fair to say too, though, is that we do have an Olympic break coming up. So like there's actually there's less season left than typically was at this point. So
but the break is also huge just for like a recoup.
I agree for sure. So that's why what do we have, 5 more games? Because we were talking about a 6-game stretch, right?
Yes, I believe so.
I think it's 5 more games, but yeah, that's an awesome start in Toronto.
Speaking of the hair, remember that Amber's Ale House tab?
Yeah.
Yep. I took advantage. Yep. 5 more games. And then we got 20 days without a game. Out of the 5, we got 3 at home, 2 on the road. We got tomorrow, Kings. Saturday, our good friends Canadians again at home. And we're on the road in Florida, which, I mean, I kind of like this. We're playing Panthers, Lightning back-to-back. That's a light travel.
That's the minimal travel.
And then we're back home to play the Penguins to wrap it all up. But I wanted to ask you guys about this because Slick and I, after our show, we were talking to someone. I don't want to name names, but was not a fan of Lindy Ruff. Wasn't a fan of him in any era.
No.
Wasn't a fan of him. Thought he kind of back in the 90s did what he did because it was a Ted Nolan built team, and then kind of
said he inherited
the team, and then again didn't like how Ted Nolan was done dirty in his second go round and once Pugol bought the team. Now, how much credit does Lindy Ruff deserve in this turnaround? And I put here as well, for me, especially the third and fourth line plays and how many new guys come in and out.
I think a lot. He got guys back healthy at the right time. And people forget that we were on a 4-game winning streak when Kevin got the boot. And my mom always asks me this. She's been pestering me with this question. Can a GM change really turn a team around like this? Does it really affect their day-to-day lives? That I don't know the full answer to. It probably does a bit more than we think. But you got to think Lindy and the boys are the driving force behind this whole upswing that the Sabres have had. Everyone wants to credit Yarmo. Yarmo's traded for like a depth defenseman and signed Josh Doan, which is great. I love Yarmo. He's done great things.
The real answer is the goalies are playing great.
We've got
Dahlin and Samuelson are playing great. Tage is playing great. And Doan is chipping in like crazy.
And we've gotten healthy.
For sure. But yeah, no, I do not think a GM change can cause the greatest like stretch in team history. And on that note, Lindy Ruff deserves the world for this run. He's the one making the lines. He's the one in the day-to-days, making sure the drills are run. That is an important part of this function. When you watch the passing between these guys, when you watch the way they're executing and their breakouts and everything, this is a whole new team than it was even under him last year.
And there are some lines that have come out, been changed around, and people have criticized them, and they've worked out amazing.
They've worked out amazing. The depth lines are great.
Yeah, I was going to say, lots of times they bring a guy up and they just throw him in the fourth line and they leave it. It seems like he's kind of been using Doan as like a
Swiss Army knife.
A Swiss Army knife.
Yes.
Sometimes he's on the first line, but then sometimes you see him on the third line with a rookie.
And I think he gets like an amazing matchup off that, right? Like typically,
for sure,
right?
He brings the best out of those third line rookies
Lindy Ruff is low key cooking. This is again. We start when we were getting into the goodness of it. We pointed out right away that it's the depth lines playing well that were leading to these wins. Tage was always good. Tuck was always scoring goals, but you're getting that depth now. You're just seeing it at a whole other level. So I think you got to give Ruff a ton. How do you not give Ruff a ton of credit? It's the best 20-plus game stretch in franchise history.
Oh, and when was the last one? When he was also the coach. So enough said.
And if you like your odds, he's actually third right now for Jack Adams' future odds.
Oh, wow.
Which is Coach of the Year trophy in the NHL. Now you have the Avalanche coach, Jared Bednar, is kind of leading at just under 2-1, and then no surprise here, Joel Quenneville, 5-1, Ducks coach, but then Sabres, Lindy Ruff, 6-1.
Okay,
so
like those. I think that Vegas has been slow rolling on the Sabres odds, and I think that maybe the Jack Adams of it all isn't any different there.
Yep, and we got our guy, our Sabres guy, Gatesy, locking in. Sabres go 500 the rest of the season. They would finish with 95 points. Also, shout out Helen. How do you Hellenis? Because they changed up the pronunciation between his first and second game.
No, it's Hellenius.
Okay.
Hellenius and Osman for stepping in, earning their spots. Big time. I mean, team got even younger. Youngest team in the league.
I will just say, Rob Ray said this on the broadcast last night. When Hellenius, however you say it, gets in the slot, watch out.
Deadly.
That wrister is lethal.
Yeah.
And it can come from anywhere, too.
And also, if
Can
you
we talk
watched
about
in
that Tage
slow-mo
wrister last night, though, real quick?
Goodness.
I think that there's maybe less than 5 players in the NHL that are scoring on that shot.
From the weak side onto the strong side.
Kind of going away from the net and just like,
through all the bodies in the crease.
I just think that either it misses or like the goalie makes the save because it's a slower velocity. I mean, I couldn't believe when that found the twine.
That was high above the circle, too.
That's like, dude, I'm telling you, he was virtually at the point and he was skating away from the net. Like, that's crazy.
Toward the boards.
Insane. A lot of fun to see. LA Kings on Thursday. Do we have a line yet?
Let's check real quick.
Should we be favored? What's the deal?
I think we should be. Kings, I mean, they're old, slow, and kind of play to keep a low scoring game. We're favored -137.
They are above 500. Okay, so an above 500 team. Okay,
-137 on the road. We'll take it.
Yeah, they're not bad.
No, that's at home. That's at home.
Oh, you're right. We return home.
Yeah, they're not bad. They have
No, they're good.
Okay, they're a good team. They're just maybe not playing to their full potential.
Right now, they're 5 points out of
Gaethje says it's Hellenuus.
Hellenuus.
Okay.
Gaethje's making us look like ass so that he can be the top voice of Sabres community. I'm crossing
Well, he
swords.
deserves it.
I'm on him. And now he's multiplying himself. Did you see that shit?
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, I'm over it. Anyways.
Just when you thought you couldn't get any better,
Don't give him any more pub.
Oh my god.
But yeah, they're 5 points out of fourth, and they're 5 points out of like fourth to last. So it's just, I mean, these conference races are tight this year.
Very much so.
Unless you're Colorado, in which case you're basically peeling away with it.
The Metropolitan's a little.
We got
slower,
the Kings
but
tomorrow. So will that be a Lion game then? Lion King?
probably right, especially with UBL going down. Ellis just stepping in for basically a full game. So
Shout out everyone who's been tuning in with us. Trainwreck Sports, Herd of Buffalo for this first hour. We are getting on to our world of sports. We're talking some NBA. Slick, you told me that things are picking up on this front. Giannis wants out before the deadline.
Yeah, so obviously we heard
Feels like not long ago he was ordering a 50-piece celebratory meal at Chick-fil-A, if you remember.
Yeah, those are the days. Huh?
Yeah.
What a throwback. No, I mean, we heard a couple months ago before he had an injury that sidelined him, I think like 3 to 4 weeks, that he would be open to a move. Genuinely, that's the NBA player floodgate of like, it's coming at some point.
I want offers.
So get ready.
Yeah.
Start picking the phone up, basically, is what he was saying. I honestly thought there was a chance he'd get moved before he even came back and got on the court healthy. But yeah, Shams is reporting as of this morning that Giannis is, quote, ready for a new home and wants to be there before the February 5th trade deadline. Maniac, that's just over a week away. Giannis is going to be...
You just knocked over something on my desk that got so crazy.
I couldn't even believe it.
You could not believe but yeah, no, that's like... I didn't know the deadline was that soon.
Yeah, I didn't either. I thought it was mid-February, but it does kind of line up Super Bowl, I think, around that time.
There's going to be a lot of time for potential, like to see Giannis in a new uniform.
Well, a lot of time. A week is so long at NBA time, especially when the deadline's approaching. I was going to say, it feels like that with the NBA all the time. You don't have a lot of movement with the free agency, and then week of, or like a work week of leading up to the deadline, just nonstop action from, well, you used to have the Woj bombs.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have a lot of Shams tweets, but going to be interesting. Right now, I think my favorite to land Giannis, Golden State. You heard it here first.
That would be crazy. All right. Well, LeBron returns home tonight. I think our friend Leah's going.
Yeah, Leah's taking her cool. Little cousin wants to see LeBron before he's retired.
I feel like she didn't realize like how that's like a Super Bowl almost.
Yeah, she didn't realize how actually sick
she got a sick deal, and she knew she got a good deal.
She went to the box office.
Yeah, she knew she got a good deal, but then like she didn't realize like she got like the best game.
Oh my god,
sure.
She told me this, and I was like, wait, that game's happening? Like if there wasn't a snowstorm, I might be joining you.
Yeah, well, you're always down for the ride for sure. That's for certain.
Let's ride.
Speaking of which, Celtics are in the driver's seat for the first time this season, apparently.
Hallelujah. Can you believe it? Everyone doubted them. Everybody. They said it was a throwaway season.
Hallelujah.
Tatum just come back in 26, 27. You won't go anywhere. You might be a play-in team. Hell no. All you Knicks fans out there, Celtics
They're still
are leading
5 games back of the Pistons.
What if the Knicks get? What if the Knicks get Giannis?
Imagine the Pistons getting Giannis.
That's not going to happen, though. You want to go to like a surefire winner, not someone who's just a flash in the pan.
Would they not be a surefire
no,
winner?
Definitely not a surefire winner.
Joined them?
That's why the Celtics are favored over him. Talk to me about Matt Barnes. He's typically a pretty straight shooter.
Okay, so yeah, if you don't know Matt Barnes, or
he
remember him
from the hip,
the guy that got scammed $60K from a fake Instagram model.
Yeah,
he's on his podcast with Mad Max. They're talking about Zion Williamson. Famously, he's actually played pretty good this year because he lost some weight, but he gets hurt all the time. They say Max goes, he'll pull his hamstring next week. He'll pull his hammy next week and be out for fucking 6 weeks. Man, Zion ain't going to do nothing, man. Barnes goes, he might need to keep his meat in his pants. They said that boy is wilding on the gram. Then Max says, they said he likes to slang that Johnson around. And pretty much conversation continues where they're saying Zion is injury prone because he's laying down too much.
That's crazy.
I did see, I think it was Photoshop.
You're always nicked up.
Somewhat. There was a photo where Zion was in some I forget whose comment section it was.
Oh, a lot of them. Because now when he said that, like I've seen at least that.
That's what I think it was, but I thought
You said a couple
he was
people.
in,
I thought that was fake, though.
Who was the?
I thought it was
Jake
fake.
Paul UFC fight girl.
The ring girl. Yeah. What's her
I
name?
sound so stupid that I had to say it that way.
No,
but-
I
I know.
Sydney
We
Thomas.
all know.
Sydney Thomas.
Sydney Thomas.
What's
yeah.
up with these Sydneys?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Great name.
We might have to go down south to find out.
It wouldn't be your first time. With that said, obviously, yeah, the NBA be wildin', one way or the other. Whether they got a scandal or whether they got Zion's meat flying around. Farmers Insurance Open this weekend. Golf's going. Scheffler already winning. I think this could be a big year for Scheffler.
Yeah,
that's not
like
exactly a revolutionary point.
I wanted to ask you, what's up with this 18-year-old that was aura farming like behind Scheffler in the last tournament?
you're talking about Blades. What was his name?
He's like 20 under, and he's playing rock, paper, scissors with guys in the crowd.
He was. Blades Brown. His first name. By the way, I just got to say this, that every so often, oh my God.
Tiger Woods.
Who's the guy on oh my God, I'm so mad right now. Not UConn. Is it UConn? No, it is UConn. There's a guy with a great basketball name.
Oh.
Sorry, I got to do this. Solo Ball is his name. And he averages 20 points a game. Okay, so yeah, like it's a great name. Blades Brown is an amazing golf name.
Yeah, it's amazing for sure.
You guys,
the guy was aura farming like a monk.
That was crazy.
you guys see
He's like in the contention with Scheffler going into the third day or something. I was like, what is going on?
You guys see in I think in the interview before the Farmers Insurance Open happening this weekend, reporter kind of gave it to Brooks.
No, what he said.
I'm gonna just
a
pull
lot
up.
of people are giving it to Brooks.
I'm gonna pull up this clip.
Brooks is coming back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
So
all coming back. I'm getting notifications that literally during this episode, we got players talking about PGA Tour returns, and Liv could be literally on life support right now.
Weren't they all like allowed back?
They were
after
their years.
Yeah, that's why.
so here we go. This is what the exchange was.
And then lastly, your record in the majors the last couple of years has not been all that great, and it made me wonder.
Putting it out.
Well, it's right there in black and white, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Don't I know it?
You're the one that shoots it.
So,
God damn.
it's kind
I mean, low-key crazy too. I mean,
Let's see what you're shooting, dude.
Brooks Koepka won the players.
Yeah.
The players 2.5 years ago.
Like,
It
not
wasn't like
long ago.
that long ago.
No, it was pretty recently.
Yeah.
And like for a reporter to say that, I get like golf is the one sport that maybe the reporter
they hate
probably
each other.
good
The
at.
fact that they were going back and forth,
But like,
that.
dude, let's get you out there on the fairway. Dude.
well, it's strange too. I don't know. The interaction is funny because I feel like that reporter was ready for battle because
100%.
he just said the stat and all Brooks, he like laughed it off and said, thanks for pointing it out. And then the guy just like, it was like responding with
was
someone
gonna say-
flicking you to like a punch in the face.
I like what you're saying. You're saying like he was going to say that next line no matter what Brooks said,
yeah,
basically.
yeah, like Brooks was like gave him a flick,
Brooks
and
totally
then that
friendly,
guy like
totally
knocked him
friendly.
out.
Dude,
Like,
he
being
was
like,
ready- he was
it's right
ready
there in
for the
black and
flick.
white,
Yeah, what are
buddy.
you talking about,
He
buddy?
was just
right
waiting for him to touch him a little bit so he could retaliate.
Yeah, so should be fun. Should be electric.
Let's
I
see
might
what you
have
got,
to
Brooks.
Should be a lot of fun. Listen,
Might have to bet Brooks now.
not gonna lie. If there's anything out of that, you might have to bet Brooks for sure. Tennis, we had Jessie P on to the Aussie Open semis. She made pretty easy work of Ann Samova. Coco Gauff out, but crushed her racket. First time in the semis for Jessie P. That's awesome. So we'll look to see. Again, she's got to be down under what, like 8-1 or
I think
something.
she's 5-1 now.
5-1. I'm such a dummy.
Yeah.
Such a dummy.
Plus 180 in her next matchup.
And
little
then,
bit of
and then she
value.
would be like, what, plus 250 against like Sabalenka? Dude, it might be time. It might be time for her to get over that hump, honestly.
If not
now, then when?
It's time
Possibly
for
never.
everything
We've
with
been
having to do
saying
with the
that,
Pagulas is getting over the hump.
We've been
Sabres making the
saying that.
playoffs, her winning the chip, Bills. It's time for Pagulas.
We've
They're
been saying
Pagulas.
this with her, and she fights her way back to these semis and
She
finals.
does every time.
I don't know
A lot
how.
of resiliency.
It's
That's
quite
what you can
impressive.
say.
Men's side, it's just the big four left, baby.
Seriously. We're going to save the entertainment and maybe some lunchtime locks for the end. Let's get into our Victory Smoke of it all. It's time to buy or sell, sponsored by Victory Smoke. Premium cannabis pre-rolls for everyday wins coming soon to local dispensaries. Taste victory. Look at that beautiful branding there. Love to see that. With that said, buying or selling on this Victory Smoke, you know who's been getting a lot of victories, boys? The Buffalo Sabres. So what I'll do is I'll tell you a qualifier. You know how we play on buy or sell. And you tell me if that means you're buying the Sabres being in the playoffs, yes, or if you're selling, there would still be more to prove. There would still be other stuff that would affect that. So you boys ready to strap in and go with this buy or sell?
Yep.
Okay. So are you buying the Sabres make the playoffs if UPL is out just 2 weeks?
Just based on the competition in the East, I'm going to sell. UPL has been dominant this year, and we've relied on him. He's been the heart of the tandem, so I am going to sell just based on how much maybe uncertainty there still is with Colton Ellis.
I'm going to buy. I know, Ellis is hot and cold. He's a young guy, but I think if Lyon can carry the weight, then I think Ellis, we can pick his spots, and we will make the playoffs. Now, granted, with this Olympic break, we have a lot more compressed games, but I'm buying it. I think we're in the playoffs with that.
By the way, shout out Moo making her studio debut here on Trainwreck today. With that said, UPL out 2 weeks. I am going to buy just because there's only 5 games now in this next 2 week period, and we have the Olympic break as well. I think the tandem, even Colton Ellis included, is playing well enough to get us over that hump.
He's definitely
the rest
playing well.
Of the lineup is playing.
And it is perfect timing if there were to be an injury of that.
Let me start off this next one. Sabres win the 3 of the next 4. I'm buying. If they win 3 of the next 4, I'm all the way in for sure. That could have us close to the top of the Atlantic. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw, but Stanley Cup odds are nearing like double digits. You know, like just little things are happening on the peripheral. Yeah, I'm raising my eyebrows too. But I'm most definitely buying if they can get at least 6 out of these next 8 points.
I'm absolutely buying. None of these teams are bad. If we can get 3 of these as W's, even take one to overtime and get a W there, we're sitting pretty. Possibly even leading the East if we were to get all those and things fall the cards the right way.
Yeah, I'm buying it too. I'm looking at the Red Wings and their schedule in Tampa Bay. Red Wings have a tough stretch to end these last 4 games for them. We also have 2 last games for them. Play the Caps. They play the Avalanche twice.
Whoa!
Back to back.
That's not
and then they play the Mammoth, who the Mammoth has been pretty solid too. So I'm thinking they drop 2 out of those 4 easily, and we win 3 of our next 4. We're in great shape. One of those being against Tampa as well. I'm buying. I mean, we might be in second in the Eastern Conference.
That's what I'm saying. Those 3 out of the next 4 could be big for a little shuffle atop the standings. This next one would have a big time morale win, but would it get you buying into the playoffs? Slick, what if I told you the Beer Saber is back before March 1?
So buy that it's back?
No. Would you be buying the playoffs if the Beer Saber's back?
Yeah, I'm buying the playoffs if the Beer Saber's back. The energy in that barn will be unmatched. It'll feel like 05 again. Buy the shit out of that. Don, as a season ticket holder, you better be buying this.
I have to buy it as a guy that doesn't have a Beer Saber yet. The games that they had them at, I don't get to go to a lot of the weekend games. So I'm working, and I give it to my seatmate. I'm buying it. I just hope they stock up for the playoffs.
Yes.
Because if they're running out in the playoffs, then we have real trouble.
Real trouble. We need to back the trucks up into KeyBank for this one.
Seriously. The Beer Saber. I'm buying. Listen, are you kidding me? Swords up. Swords up. Let's go. Those swords would be crossed, and we would be ready for some playoff action. Tage finishes the season with 80+ points. So he's currently at 55. So to me, that would represent like a little bit of a fall off from this torrid pace he's been on, right? Tiny bit. I'm gonna sell. I don't think that's enough to say that we would get over the hump yet. There's still a lot of season left. I need my best player being my best player. He had that lull in the beginning of the season. I want to see him closer to like 90, if that makes sense. 35 more points, I think, is totally possible, given where he's at. Slick. Tage finishes the season with 80+ points. Is that enough for you to buy the playoffs?
Yeah, I'm going to sell too because he's just averaging a little over a goal a game. Point a game. and 30 or so left on the schedule with the Olympic break. I think it's possible. Just got to keep the production up, but I don't think it's enough for giving a playoff berth. Got to get the production out of the guys like Doan, Quinn, Ostland, Hellenis, these new guys that have been stepping up. Benson, Tuck, even as of late, really showing his true form. So I'm going to sell, although I'd love to see Tage get up there in points.
I'm actually also going to sell, just because if he's struggling and just barely reaching 80, that might mean he got hurt somewhere along the way.
Yeah, he would fall
and
off
that's
the
not
pace he's
good
on right now.
That's not good at all. I think Tage can get to 100, especially the heater he's on right now. He struggled beginning of the year, and he's been putting up great numbers. I think he can continue with 2-3, get to 100, and I want him to be as hot as possible going to the playoffs, so I'll sell that.
I like that. So all the boys are on the sell train for that one. Finally, Samuelson finishes the season with a plus or minus over 31. That would improve his current plus 27 by about 4 goals. To me, if you keep getting the positive you're getting from Samuelson, you're giving a lot more room for your Byrams, you're giving a lot more room to run for your Dahlins, and you're giving Owen Power, what I would call it is that room to continue growing. I think he's been playing better. There's still times where I really want him to attack people in the defensive zone. He doesn't really attack. He's still kind of learning his size. But I would feel like I would be buying the playoffs if Samuelson continues on the upward trajectory these last 30 games or so. Slick.
I'm on the same page. I'm buying as well if they're scoring goals while Samuelson's on the ice. Probably not scoring too much while other D pairs are out there. And I think the production carries over, and the D unit plays well as a whole. If Samuelson's playing well, he's kind of the leader of that unit. I'm going to buy in on that.
Exactly 30 games left on.
I'm surprisingly going to sell and the only reason is I don't think it guarantees playoffs. I'm not a huge plus minus guy. I am in that camp of the NHL where sometimes it just means a guy's on the ice more. I think if it comes down to a stretch in March where we're really trying to make sure we're in a comfortable playoff spot and even making a run for first in our division, if not first in the conference, we might be seeing more ice time out of him. More ice time means he might be out for more goals. So I don't want him to dip below 27. If he stays right there, that's great. But I don't need him to race above 31 to make the playoffs.
I'm looking at the NHL standings right now. By the way, those victory smokes, buy or sell.
Speaking of which, we got a comment. Quit hoarding those pre-rolls and pass them out, boys.
All right. Hey,
Okay.
listen.
Keep your eyes open for
On the way.
coming
They're on
soon.
their way. They are on their way for certain. Real quick, if I pointed you, who has more points? The Buffalo Sabres, the same amount of games played, by the way, or the Vegas Golden Knights?
Buffalo Sabres, I believe.
I feel like it's a trick question, so I'm going to say Golden Knights.
It's the Sabres by 3 points. But, I mean, I just feel like Vegas Golden Knights are always up there. The crazy thing that stood out to me about the
season.
This stood out to me about the Vegas Golden Knights record. This is actually insane. 25, 14, and 13.
What?
They have 13 overtime or shootout losses.
Well, their scoring is down big time.
Yeah, their scoring
they're like winning games 2-1.
Yeah.
They're like 2-2. Like they're not this off. Like they have Eichel, but other than that, they are not this offensive juggernaut at all.
Yeah,
They're
That's a lot of potential points that they gave up there too. So
from the games that I saw, last night they lost in OT 3-2 to the Canadiens.
Another overtime loss.
They got blown out 7-1 by the Senators.
That's number 13.
I think the only team they have scored more than 2 or 3 goals lately has been the Leafs. They struggle to put up more than 2 or 3 a game. So,
yeah, that's unusual for the Leafs too.
I wonder where Eichel's at with
a
points.
weird scoring year for certain.
Make sure you're checking out the Trainwreck Sports merch store on 26 shirts, as well as our Etsy store with some of our other fun designs, all available through our link bio. Suit up with us, rock our merch. We really appreciate it. It's so cool to see people out there. We also have the Grand Theft Gridiron on there, correct? And we got, I will sell the team on Sabres and exactly.
We got Trevor Kuntar as a big leaguer, so.
That's true.
Things started changing when he got called up.
Things did start changing. And then obviously we have upcoming this weekend Sports City Pizza Pub on Saturday for the Royal Rumble, Slick.
Royal Rumble live watch along this weekend at Sports City Pizza Pub, 1407 Niagara Street. And tune in tonight for a special edition of wrestling with emotion after dark, 10 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be recapping Dynamite, doing some Royal Rumble trivia, and looking at the predictions for this Saturday's card. And we'll be joined by a special guest. Stay tuned for that announcement coming just after the show.
Right after the show.
Class is in session.
With that said, so we're moving along. We got some entertainment. I did finish Stranger Things and everything like that, but I think it's time to get into it, boys. We got the press conference tomorrow. We got something to look forward to. We got a chance at redemption. Let's get into the Power of Four, sponsored by William Mattar Law Offices. That was awesome. With that said, we got 4 things that Brandon Beane can do to win back his haters.
Yeah.
There were some haters in this last one. You know, people were calling him out that he was being abrasive. Do you guys, who feels the best about this? So we're going to do, we want you to get yours in the comments right now. If you're on Instagram,
get yours in the comments for
Instagram,
the
Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch.
And when we repost this too for the real later, like we want to hear from everybody. You're going to have the 4th thing. We're each going to pick one.
So mine, I'll start first because it's the layup, the one everyone wants that was absent last year. That was the birth of the Quit Bitchin' shirt. Brandon Beane trades for a wide receiver 1. Everyone, I think, will sit a little happier and sleep tighter at night, knowing that they have a go-to guy on 3rd and long, whatever it may be, that is going to come down with the football.
Brandon Beane, to me, just needs to do what any guy in a relationship, when he feels scorned by the other side, needs to do. He just needs to listen. Just needs to listen. People want offense. They don't want Josh Allen to be wasted. There should be no stone unturned. If you're going to have a bad defense, then go have a bad defense. But you've got to have by far the best offense in the league with Joshua Patrick Allen, and you need to listen to the fan base on that regard.
Especially Joe Brady, too, now. You better have that.
Listen to Joe Brady. Don, what do you got? So
I think there's no way you're going to win back haters other than doing the one thing everyone, more than wide receiver, but the one thing everyone has criticized you about not doing, haven't really done it since we drafted Josh Allen. Move up in the draft. Trade those picks. Move up in the draft.
I almost forgot that was possible.
It could be an edge rush guy. Doesn't have to be a wide. Yes, get a wide receiver, but we want to draft someone. Move up. Make it possible. Fuck them picks. To quote, I think Mendez's first call he ever had.
Oh, can I also address one of those texts on the crash out line? Ed Oliver, a bad pick? What the hell are we talking about? That was a tough one
because he was out all year and then he didn't really make a splash play in Denver. But yeah, I would have hit back on that one too.
That one almost made me stop reading my lines dead in my tracks. Just saying.
Yep, but yeah, so let us know. Those are ours. We got get a wide receiver 1, listen to your fans, move up in the draft. Let us know what your 4th thing Brandon Beane needs to do to make his haters zip it.
Seriously.
I almost forgot moving up in the draft was even a thing.
Yeah, no, we definitely need to, for certain. There's no doubt about that. Wrapping it up here on Trainwreck today, 62. We had a Pentagon episode on Monday.
62.
62. I finished Stranger Things. Great series. Very poetic ending. I thought the one thing that they did really good that I don't think anyone can complain about, even if they did want an extra episode or whatever with that, without getting too much of a thing. We'll talk more about it on Friday. The team up at the end was great. I got Polinsky just off screen here. I know he's typically a Friday, but did people agree that the team up in season 5 was great? I caught him mid-chew.
That is bad timing.
No, just real quick.
People love the live dynamics, but a lot of people feel Dustin should have been separated from the other kids.
That's fair. Taking Dustin out of the group.
He's a key player.
Same thing in Star Wars. People didn't like in the sequel trilogy that the main 3 didn't really have an adventure until the 3rd movie of the trilogy. So that's a totally fair call. I'm looking forward to kind of watching more recaps and learning about what people thought of it in real time. I got to figure out about this extra episode that might exist somewhere out there. So I got a lot to look forward to. We got our episode of Wrestle with Emotion tonight with class will be in session. That's all I'm going to say for our special guest.
Bring your textbooks.
But at the beginning of this episode, someone called into Pat McAfee and said they will be in the Rumble.
The episode as we went live
at the same time.
Oh, jeez. Who could that be?
Brock. Lesnar.
He called into McAfee.
He called in FaceTime.
Called-
It faces the whole screen. His face is the whole screen.
Well, at least he got rid of the flip phone.
His face is the whole screen.
It's incredible.
So yeah.
By the way, too, also on that front, Triple H on Get Up this morning says there will be a lot of surprises in store. Believe it when we see it, Hunter. It wasn't much of a surprise seeing you on the cover of 2K, given that you don't love to be the center of attention that much. Yeah, we'll believe it when we see it. Let's go.
We'll believe it when we see it. We believe in you. Thank you for tuning along. Trainwreck Today, episode 62. Any final sign-ups or shout-outs, boys?
I want to give a shout-out to my mom. Today is her lovely birthday.
Let's go.
Oh, happy birthday, Mother Slick.
I love you, Mom.
Yeah, my shout out we're gonna try to integrate this more. It's rough with the flow of the show, but we had someone call in during the show, says, hey, so I'm watching on Instagram. I know it's not a crash out, but I want to know what you guys think of Jim Schwartz as DC right now. So
if I could hit Jim Schwartz's DC button, I would do it right now with all due respect and love to Jim Leonard. I love Jim Leonard. He's a good Buffalo Bill guy. Schwartz has proven that he can absolutely dominate with a defense.
Yeah, I love it too. I mean, I think that's
and he's got head coach experience, so he's not going to take Brady's shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I think I would like the head coach and defense role a little separated. Head coach, OC tight, working together, making sure the offense. I want an experienced DC guy like that.
And
I would love
it. That means you need to bring in Jim Schwartz as like an assistant to Jim Leonard on the D line or something along those lines with the personnel. Then we have a tag team on each end of the spectrum. So could be the best of both worlds.
That's a great example of my my sign off. Thank you guys all so much for. I mean, we've been getting overloaded with calls, texts, and if we can even integrate this as live part of the show, where maybe we can't always play your call, but we can at least read it and react to it. Call in and text during the show, and we'll try to get to it the best we can, even if we're on another topic. We love you guys. Thank you.
Seriously, love you. Thanks for tuning in. We are on to the second half of the week, so let's make sure we crush it. Let's make sure we're keeping those Savers wins in the warpath rolling. Shout out UB. Got a big bounce back win yesterday as well at Bowling Green, so shout out to them. Let's keep the winning ways going. For Don, Slick, Rachel, in the saddle with us, it has been Trainwreck Today. Go have a great second half of the week, and you can only do that by
having
a good day now. Bye-bye.